Daniela Jordan and welcome back to Around the Sun.
Climate change continues to increase over this past 2021. The data of the past year shows some of its effects, such as the increase of global temperatures, stronger natural disasters, pollution, animal extinction, and rising of sea levels. These are human-made effects of the overuse of fossil fuels, the exponential growth of human population, which nowadays considered overpopulation, polluting industries, and overconsumption of energy, among other causes.
The Earth has 4 spheres, which are the groups of the 4 main things on the planet: air, water, land, meaning all rocks and minerals, and life, all living things. All of these spheres are being damaged by climate change. The Earth's scientific nickname is the Goldilocks planet because it's naturally balanced under the perfect conditions. But this can change. Without this balance, we are changing the air concentration, polluting the air too much. This is happening because of overpopulation, deforestation, and overburning of fossil fuels.
The biosphere is the sphere that supports all forms of life. Living organisms perform one characteristic of life, called gas exchange, to live. There are 2 types of gas exchange. Complex organisms, such as animals and humans, perform cellular respiration, which means taking in sugar through food and oxygen to produce the energy we need, called ATP energy. Through this process, we also exhale water vapor and CO2, also known as carbon dioxide. Plants and some bacteria perform the other type of gas exchange, called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis takes in water, carbon dioxide, and energy from the sun and transforms it into oxygen and sugar for the plants to feed on. The cycle of air continues as long as both populations are balanced. This is called the gas exchange cycle.
Now let's talk about the atmosphere, the sphere that contains all gases. We're the only known planet that has oxygen, thanks to our biosphere. Our atmosphere has a natural barrier of greenhouse gases that maintains suitable temperatures for life and filters the amount of radiation that we receive from the sun. Just like the ozone layer, which is made of molecules that protect us from the sunlight. This layer could regenerate and heal from the hole it has, but we need to balance the greenhouse gases emissions that we're producing to do so. With these massive emissions, we've made the greenhouse layer thicker, and that is why climate change exists, because the sun radiation stays inside this layer. Millions of years ago, the planet's atmosphere wasn't the same. After the appearance of bacteria and plants that do photosynthesis, the planet's atmosphere started having oxygen, and the air concentration changed dramatically. This time period is known as the Great Oxygenation Event.
The hydrosphere is the sphere that contains all forms of water, such as ice, water vapor, and liquid water. Earth is the only planet that is able to sustain liquid water, making it the Goldilocks planet. But excessive radiation that causes climate change causes sea levels to rise and ocean temperatures to increase. This is because of the melting ice caps.
And again, excessive radiation, just as other consequences of climate change, dries the land, damaging our last sphere, the geosphere, which contains all solid forms of Earth. Land, because of drought and lack of water, will mean that less biosphere will be able to survive without their food resources. Also, without the geosphere being healthy, land could absorb water, and the water cycle would not be able to be completed, reaching the sea. Geosphere is essential for the water cycle since the slope of the mountains make it possible. And without this movement of the water can move and continue its cycle when it's going down the rivers, reaching eventually the seas.
Thank you for joining us today on our segment about the Goldilocks planet, the home that we call Earth.
And that's our show for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining us.